Officer, my boyfriend does not want his ex on his property. She needs to leave now. She is standing in the road. That isn't his property. I'm just here to ensure a safe return of the child to their mother. He told me to pick her up from daycare and asked me to watch her for the day until he is off work. He's already going as fast as he can to get here because she knows he works over an hour away. She's trying to steal daughter while he isn't here. Officer, there is no current court order stating parenting time. We have a written agreement to try and stay out of court, but he violated that when he refused me access this Sunday. She is not a legal guardian. I am just here to get my child. I have her birth certificate right here. Ma'am, please go get her child from the house. Your boyfriend needs to go through the courts to get it. Officer, please, if you just wait for 20 minutes, her father will be here. He can explain everything. Ma'am, I will not ask again. Please get daughter from the house and return her to her mother. This needs to be settled in family court. But until there is a court order, I will not be leaving a child with a non-parent when a parent is available. Fine, I'll get her. But I'm going to need you give me your name and badge number. And believe me when I say that I will be calling your chief, and you're going to end up in so much trouble for this. You are violating the father's rights. That's perfectly fine. Heather, you realize we will be heading straight to the courthouse over this. I won't stand here and watch you take my boyfriend's rights away because you're petty and jealous. I've already filed, so feel free to do what you need to do. My heart is broken for my family, y'all. Yesterday, High Conflict Bio Mom has a police escort to our home to forcefully remove stepdaughter from my care when my boyfriend was at work. Since we haven't been able to go before a judge yet, the police made me hand stepdaughter over. My boyfriend got here as quickly as he could, but it just wasn't fast enough. The way his face fell tore me apart. I blame myself. I shouldn't have opened the door when they got there. I shouldn't have responded when she was harassing me over the phone. Stepdaughter was so scared seeing the police officer. She cried while I was holding her, and it was like she went into shock when her mom put her in the car. She was just quiet. It was terrible. Why can't these women see that they are hurting their children? Maybe I'm not cut out to be a step. OMG, this is so heartbreaking. Our High Conflict Bio Mom is the same way. She doesn't care how badly she hurts stepson as long as she wins. These women don't deserve their babies. They're too self-absorbed to do the right thing. Maybe I'm the odd one out, but if the dad isn't able to be with the child, why shouldn't she be with her mom? Less work for you. Because that is my child now too. We are a family. She needs to be able to bond with us at dad's house, not just always be with her mom. Plus, this woman is legit crazy. I mean, if it works for your family, but it might be more peaceful if you let mom have her kid when dad isn't home. So I should just risk her safety so that mom doesn't have a temper tantrum. I don't think so. I'll protect her in any way I can. She shouldn't have to I got your summons for mediation. I still think this entire thing is stupid. We were perfectly civil until you started freaking out about Murray. The mediator will see that. I was civil even after Murray was involved. All I asked was for you to be the primary caregiver to our child when she is with you. Instead, you dumped all responsibilities on a woman who our daughter doesn't know at all. Fine, I'll make sure to take over and have Murray take a back seat. We can work up to her being more involved with daughter. Happy now? No. Especially not after you withheld daughter. We will be going to mediation and having a specific court order to prevent this from happening again. You're honestly just being petty, and it shows. Everyone can see that you're just bitter. Your opinion is noted. It is the weekend. I want to see my child. When are you available to do an exchange? I'm sorry, Tom, but we agreed to every other weekend. You just had daughter last weekend when you withheld her from me. If you would like to FaceTime her, you can. We have been trying to call all week. I do not need to call. I need to see her. If you prefer, I can come over to see her at your place. You are more than welcome to come see her. I will have a third party at the house as well to ensure there are no false accusations. Fine. Marie and I will be over in an hour. Marie is not welcome in my home. You are welcome to bring a third party, but not her. Then it would not be appropriate for me to be there without her. You are keeping me from my child. That is your choice. Hey, so Tom and I have been talking about how best to handle this co-parenting relationship moving forward, and we have come to an agreement. We think from now on it will be best if you communicate with me regarding daughter, barring emergencies, of course. I just think that since you'd have such a difficult time talking without fighting, that it would be best for stepdaughter. I did not lay down and make a baby with you. I will communicate with the father of my child, not the person he's been dating exclusively for 2 months. Look, I get that there's animosity about how Tom and I started dating, but you need to accept that I'm not going anywhere. This is what is best for stepdaughter. It shouldn't have to do with our personal feelings. Marie, you have met my child 3 times. You know nothing about her. I have no reason to communicate with you regarding daughter. Help! I need advice again. So ever since the police incident, stepdaughter has been withheld from us. My boyfriend has begged to see her. But the only way high conflict bio mom will allow that is if he goes to her house without me. Obviously, he said no. I've attempted to mend fences and offer to communicate with her in hopes to get everyone together and civil for stepdaughter, but of course she refuses. So we have no choice but to go to mediation now. Any tips on how to get at least 50-50 custody in mediation? Or should we just bypass mediation and refuse to compromise and go to court? What will look better on us? I just want our family whole again. I've been documenting everything and writing down every refusal to co-parent. Hopefully that does something. Thank you both for joining us at mediation today. Please remember, this is not a courtroom. We are not dragging each other through the mud here. We are just here in an attempt to civilly come to an agreement on a custody arrangement for daughter. I'm sorry, I am just not understanding why we cannot have our significant others in the room with us when the decisions we make here will affect them. This mediation room is only for the mother and father, or legal guardians. Girlfriends and boyfriends have no legal rights over the child in question and therefore are not needed in here. Is there any way we can bypass this and go before the judge? We are not going to come to an agreement. I can promise you this. The judge requires mediation before seeing anyone. You have to at least attempt. I understand that agreeing with an ex can be difficult, but it is in your best interest to come to some sort of agreement today. Otherwise, you leave here risking not having access to your child until you are before a judge. We have an agreement. We agreed out of court to me having my daughter every other weekend. So this weekend I will get her. Tom, that agreement was before you withheld daughter from me and I had to involve police to get her back. Without a court order, I am not comfortable sending daughter back with you. Fine, whatever. Admit you are willing to withhold our child in front of the mediator. I'm sure that the judge will hear about that. Are you willing to agree today to an ordered every other weekend schedule until the judge can hear your case? Only temporarily. When we get in front of the judge, I will be going for full custody. But for now, I would also like for us to agree on a right to first refusal clause. If either one of us are unable to care for daughter during our time for over hours, we have to call the other parent before asking anyone else. You're only saying that so that Marie can't be alone with daughter. Why does it bother you so much? You only have every other weekend with daughter. You need to make sure you actually spend that time with her. Lastly, I would like to add that neither of us can attempt to make daughter refer to another adult as mother or father. And what if she wants to call someone else mother or father? She's 3. That is only going to confuse her. Can you agree to these things? Fine, it really doesn't matter. Once we get before the judge, I can make sure to get what I really want anyways. Okay. Are you willing to? No, there is nothing else I am willing to agree on until we are in front of a judge and I have my attorney present. Tom, can we please be civil and actually communicate without all of the nastiness? None of this is good for our child. What would have been best for our child is for you to have handled your emotions about my affair and forgiven me, instead of ripping our family apart. I admit I made a mistake, but you took that mistake and ruined our child's life with it. There was no trust anymore, and that isn't a relationship. I would never want our daughter thinking it was okay to allow a man to disrespect her like that, no matter how much she may love him. So now I'm being punished through the court system. Is child support next? Get over your anger. I'm done here. The courts will reach out with your court date.